The idea of development. Today let us see here what is the meaning of the word idea of development. The word idea of development has various aspects regarding to various people. Development may be different for different people. How do we get the connectivity of the word development here? If different people are, if you see it in the different angles of different people, for example, if you take the idea of a landless labor means development, that he need a better wage, a better package for him, or like getting him a better salary. Daily he need a job, because as he is landless, he may get a job only for 30 days to 60 days or 90 days, maximum for 150 days. The remaining 365 days, so he is having a gap of 200 days where he can't get a job. So he can expect to get a better job or a daily job at least for 200 to 250 days. So when it comes to a prosperous farmer, the farmer will expect him that when he is prosperous, the word itself indicates that he is having everything. So he would expect his children to settle better, and if necessary they would settle them in the abroad, and they have a well educated people, and it leads to a better prosperous for his children rather than concentrating on the fields. Even if he concentrates on the fields, he would get the best quality of the seeds, and he would try to get the best market for his field output. All these things are the developments for this prosperous farmer. And when it comes to the expectations of the industrialist, an industrialist would expect to have a better well designed dams to get the better electricity facilities and all, where when it comes to the same situation, when it comes to farmers of the small land holdings, they don't expect it to have better or larger dams. They would expect to have a small check dams which will supply water to all the people. So here we can come to idea that the industrialist is expecting a large dams, whereas the farmers of small land holdings are expecting a small dams. It's a contrary to each other. When the industrialist is expecting for large dams, many of the small land holdings of the farmers will be disappeared, and it leads to the empty place for them. But when they are expecting for small land holdings of check dams, it supplies water for them as well as for the industrialists. So the development is different for different people, and it has different aspects for different criterias are there when it comes to different people's perspective. So landless people have their own aims, prosperous farmer he has his own developments, industrialists have their own things, and when it comes to the farmers of small land holdings, they have different things. And sometimes we get to the issue that the things which are development for one particular category or section of people may be different to the other category of the people, or sometimes may be completely opposite to them also. We have seen the development in the different aspects for different people. Now let us coming to whose development. For example, recently the most highlighted issue which happened in Tamil Nadu was the Kundalkulam project, which was located in the place called Tirunelveli in the Tamil Nadu. The central government of India decided to go with a nuclear power plant project located in this region, where it is a coastal region. Because of the tragedy which happened in the Fukushima in Japan, where the nuclear reactors were out of control, which led to a threat to the society and the environment, and it became a big threat for the Japanese people, and it was expected that some radioactive elements were out of the reach, and it is expected the people are in trouble. So the people located in this region expressed the dissatisfaction, and many of the environmentalists and the activists, social activists came forward supporting the fishermen and all the local people, those are living in the Tirunelveli, with the objection of the safety measures. A well-developed country like Japan have the issues of like not able to control it. How can we, the people who are developing country, would be able to control it or not? So the activists have moved it. Then the government came with a stand that we are ready with all the safety measures, and every safety is assured in the Kundalkulam project, and government moved on with the head with starting the project here. Even though we got a larger protest, the Supreme Court has asked for the safety measures to check thoroughly and gave the green signal. Now the central government is moving with the project. Here the issue is we need the nuclear energy, which is an alternative source of energy for us to develop our nation. At the same time, we have to address the issues of the local people, those are living here, and the safety is the most important criteria which should be taken care by the government of the states or the central governments when any issue happens out of it. Let's hope this is done safely and executed safely by the central government. Now let us see the income and the other goals. How do we assess the goals or the income of any person? Like when we get a job opportunity at two different places, let us take two examples. When we got a better job opportunity with less salary, the place which is nearby to our family, and we get a better package at a very place which is very far away from it. How to judge the issues? Like when we get a job opportunity which is very nearby to our family place or within our location, and which is provided even though the salary package is less or the wage what you are going to get is less, but it is provided assured that you get equal treatment, a respect from the colleagues, freedom of your work, security for your work, and there is no discrimination there, then automatically we can choose that job. Even though the next example where we have example B, where you get a better package and where there is no equal treatment for you, where there is no freedom for you, when there is no job security for you, when it's completely opposite to this one, even though you get a better package, like you get a better income, but the other goals which are required for us to be satisfied, if they are not satisfied, we would not like to go to that job, because we at the end of the day, we like to learn something from new jobs. When we go to somewhere where is far away from our place, we would like to learn a new things, or which will be added for your career, or it will be added for an objective of your career. But when it comes to that, where these all are not meted properly, and where you face like lack of freedom, lack of security of your job tenure, and where there is no respect for you in the colleagues, and where there is no proper treatment for you regarding your sex or age or something else, then you can't address the job, or you can't do it perform it better well. So it is better to choose not only the income of anything, but also the other goals has to be attributed. Then only we can see the success in your job or in your career. We are comparing the developments and the different trends, the income and the goals. Let us see how can we say a country is a developed country or a non-developed country, or what are the criteria to say that a country is a developed one. How can we say that a country is developed? Now, how can we determine the country's income and wealth and all these things? Now, when a person is rich, how do we come to know that a person is rich? One basic criteria what we have is the income what we are having for him, or the sources of his incomes, or the comfort levels that comes under the next point. Now, how do we get the income of a country? The income of a country is the total income of all the individuals of that particular country is called the income of that particular one. And if we take the average, you get the per capita income, means per head, what is the income of the people of that particular nation, you get the per capita income. Basing on the per capita income, we can assess that whether a country is developed or not developed. According to the World Bank, we can compare it. See here, the comparison can be done between any two countries, provided the statistics by the World Bank. That World Bank in 2012 has given us the criteria that any country whose income is greater than 12,600 US dollars in the year 2012, that country's per capita income should be greater than 12,600 US dollars. Then it is considered as a developed nation, and the people are in that region will be considered as their rich people or like blessed people. When it comes to the income of the low countries or lesser developed countries, their income is divided or less than or equal to 1,035 US dollars in 2012. So this we can come to the conclusion that the per capita income could be an important resource or an analysis point where we can assess that whether a country is developed or not developed. Let us deal it with two examples of two countries like section A and section B.